Welcome to the Take Care Sis podcast with me, Ki, and Kiki.
Join two friends for a conversation around self-care in real life. We'll talk about anything on the spectrum from bubble baths to setting boundaries to managing friendships and more.
As your sisters, we also just want to provide a weekly check-in. You know, like big sis asking little sis, sis, you good? So come on in, sis. Let's talk about how we can take better care of ourselves.
Hey, Ki. How are you?
What up, girl? How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Hey, listen. You finna hit this long weekend. I'm not going to call it a holiday because that would be acknowledging the independence in quotation marks of the U.S. And personally, as a Black woman, I don't really feel real independent these days. The Supreme Court has said that my uterus belongs to the state, not me, to the state. And I mean, you know, if you're into North Carolina politics, Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court is on its way to taking your voters' rights. So
we're gonna get to that. So let's talk about what did we talk about last week, friend?
We did our 30-day music day challenge. That was fun.
It was. So if y'all haven't listened to the episode, go ahead and listen to it. That was last week's episode where we gave you a peek into our musical taste. It was fun. It was lighthearted. We didn't hit y'all with the heavy stuff. So, Ki, what did you do for your self-care? Did you get rid of Mother Nature? Is she gone? She gone?
Child, that was 4 weeks ago. She finna come again.
Lord have mercy.
It's like clockwork. Like, she come every month. On one hand, you know, I'm grateful. On the other hand, shit, it's got to stop. You know, we've increased technology on so many things. Why is it that I gotta have a period every month? You know what? The Supreme Court might stop that too. Who knows?
I don't think they're gonna stop that, honey.
You never know. They might want to regulate it.
On a lighter note, yeah, my self-care last week was supposed to be getting ready for my birthday, and here we are. By the time this airs, my birthday would have already been here. But we're gonna get into that a little bit later.
Your birthday behavior is scary.
So we're gonna go ahead and go into horticulture. We're gonna get into these topics real quick. I put Roe versus Wade BS because that's what it is. Straight up and down. You want to talk about that? You want to give them an overview of what that is? I mean, we kind of already went into it. They don't want us to do anything. They don't want to give us anything, any rights.
This could literally be a whole podcast topic. I'm going to try to make it brief. The Supreme Court has said that they no longer want to honor the amendment or the Roe versus Wade decision that allowed women to consent or to control their rights to abortion, because everyone's so pro-life. They said that they don't want this to be a nationwide or a national or a Supreme Court issue. They want to take it down to the states. So they want states to be allowed to determine whether abortion is going to be legal in that state. That's what had happened last Friday. Mm-hmm. There are many problems with that. And I'll keep it brief. The first one being, does anyone remember the Civil War, right? When the Civil War was fought because states couldn't agree and states couldn't agree on laws and so on and so forth. So they fought a whole ass war. And sure, it was over slavery, but regardless, the states couldn't agree. over the slaves. So they fought a whole ass war over it. So here we are again, allowing states like Texas, who will probably ban abortion by the end of the week, tomorrow. We allow in states like Texas and Florida. Y'all know the craziest things happen in Florida. We're allowing them to determine whether a woman can have an abortion or not. This becomes problematic because, take for example, I do believe in most states women are still going to be allowed abortions for medical reasons, meaning if there's something like, if there's going to cause harm to the mother in giving birth, sure, they're going to let this woman get an abortion. The problem is, for people that look like me and you, they don't take us serious in the ER. We can go to the ER and end up bleeding out, and having all sorts of complicated issues because they don't think that our pain is real. So how long is a woman going to have to carry a baby for extra days and weeks because nobody will see her because they think that her concerns aren't valid? So there's number one. Number two, when it gets down to the get down and the doctor has to make the decision of whether or not this woman should have a baby or not, then it's going to be up to that doctor to say that this is a medical need. So that now puts that doctor's license on the line. How many doctors, considering how much they pay in insurance and how much they student loans and how they got families and nice ass cars and houses, how many doctors are going to be willing to put their license on the line? I'm going to go ahead and fill it in: none. Little to none. So this just puts doctors in a very unnecessary situation as well, because now some righteous man that really wanted that baby can go back and sue said doctor because he made a decision that because who the fuck cares, but he didn't feel it was necessary. So those are the top three concerns that I have. Outside of people, I don't want people in my drawers. Like, if that's private between me and my partner, I don't really want you to know what's going on with my body. So why I got to be involved? So that's the top three things about abortion itself. Going just a little bit further, because the rant of Ki. Roe versus Wade set the precedence for quite a few different cases and decisions that have to do with our privacy. So privacy is probably going to be out the window, damn a HIPAA, and things like gay marriage. Y'all can go ahead and kiss that goodbye in the next couple of years, and stuff like interracial marriage. It set the precedent for a lot of things that happened, because you got to remember, Roe versus Wade happened in, I believe, 73. So anything that happened since then, affirmative action, gay marriage, a lot of other civil rights, those things were created off the backs of Roe versus Wade. So now those things will definitely be in danger. So good luck. And ultimately, like the life of a fetus that cannot survive on its own, the life of a fetus has more rights than a woman. And a gun definitely has more rights than a woman.
Right. I just think about how, you were saying how doctors do not listen to us already. We already know this. This is a big problem in the medical world. They think that our pain isn't real, or they think that we can tolerate pain more than any other race. Also, when you were saying that the decision is left to the doctor, I think about so many women who ask for their tubes to be tied and they do not honor that just because of whatever their age is and all that stuff. It's just so much harder for us to have agency over our body. And this just makes it 10 times harder.
Yeah, you legit can't get a tubal ligation if you're too young, as per the doctor, too young, not married, or just flat out if your husband says no.
Right. Which doesn't make sense at all.
The fuck.
But on the same note as this, we're not going to go too far into it, but you said just enough so everybody knows that this is a big deal. I also read somewhere else that the Pump Act, I think, failed in the Senate, like they didn't pass it. So from my understanding, that was the act that protected mothers who were breastfeeding in the workplace. It gave them options so that people could actually do it. or have accommodations made so that they can do it. So that's my understanding. I have to look into it a little bit more, but that just adds to the problem, especially when we're in we have a formula shortage. And now you're telling women that they can't breastfeed in the workplace. And most of us, well, not most of us, but a lot of people are in situations where they don't have a workplace that's accommodating for it. They can't stay home and breastfeed. It's not convenient. So yeah, it just adds to the problem.
I am
So I just
unfamiliar
said,
with the Com Act, but I'm not surprised.
I saw something about it today, and it was posted by somebody who is a mother, and she was pissed. So I just thought I'd throw that in there to into our awareness. We can all go and research it and look it up.
Is this
And I
the
said,
U.S. government or the North Carolina government?
can't remember.
Tell me later. We'll
All
come
right.
back to it, y'all. You know I'm
But like I
figuring.
said, it's looking real Handmaid's Tale, slavery-ish out here. If y'all ain't seen Handmaid's Tale, it's just the white version of slavery for women in a religious cult. But that's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like. And that's it. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, don't get me started because I can talk about this Roe versus Wade thing
Oh, I know.
for a lots of time. So, what about that Verzuz with Omarion? What was the watermelon for, friend?
It was supposed to be simulating the cooch. They were supposed to be simulating eating the cooch. I'm so sorry. I made her put her lollipop down, y'all. I'm sorry, Ki. That's what it was for, but it didn't come off the way that they thought it came off. It was just awkward in there.
Awkward.
But yeah, that Verzuz between Omarion and Mario, we already know who the winner was because he was the only one that had vocals in almost the whole entire 4 hours of this concert. That's basically what it turned into. The Verzuz was over when they started opening their mouths and started trying to sing. I was just, if I was not a Mario fan, I would have been turned it off. But I'm a Mario fan, and I knew he could sing, but he just bodied all of those people. Poor men. It has not been a great week for R&B men singers because they've been effing up this week, y'all. Poor Ray J. He know he can't sing, but he gonna try it anyway.
Tragic.
And I think the thing is, because of course I was a B2K fan, I went to the Millennium Tour, me and my friend, and we talked about it afterwards. We were like, we already knew. We already knew what the outcome was gonna be. Because literally at the B2K concert, Mario upstaged them. Even Pretty Ricky upstaged them. I was like, y'all didn't even bring it. So Omarion up here acting like he is God's gift to women. Like you look good, but the only thing you got for you is your dancing because your singing did not come through at all.
And the
So
watermelon.
So that's like a big overview of that, y'all. Big overview. We're not gonna go into that because y'all, if you watch the Verzuz, you can also watch it on YouTube, I'm sure. If you want to waste 4 hours of your life, go ahead. That's it. On a lighter note, Usher has a Tiny Desk concert and he sounds good. He sounds so good. And he just be smiling there with all them pretty ass teeth. And I'm just like, how are you singing so smoothly? You just smiling and singing, smiling and singing.
I would just like to remind people that like Usher's in my age bracket, and the fact that he looked good, I feel like he smelled good, and he's still singing, dance good. 40-year-olds winning. We on these streets winning.
He's an overall entertainer, unlike Omarion over there. He's an overall entertainer, and he has taken care of his voice, his gift, and I am so thankful for it because that Tiny Desk was 24 minutes of heaven. Love it. Go watch it, y'all, on YouTube. NPR Tiny Desk concert. Go watch it.
Okay, so sidebar, I want to go back to what you were talking about earlier. You were talking about the Pump, P-U-M-P Act.
Yeah.
I verbally heard comp, C-O-M-P, so I was like, I don't know what that is. Yeah,
No.
P-U-M-P. Okay, got it. Yes, that did fail today in the Senate. And this is national news. That did fail today in the Senate. So basically, it was a bill that was going to extend protections to nursing moms. So it was going to make employers have to provide, safe spaces to nurse. And I can guarantee, I didn't read the entire bill, but I can guarantee for like working mothers that work at home, it was probably going to be like, hey, they need an extra 15, 20 to nurse their kids. Because, you get 2 breaks per day that are 15 minutes,
Right.
supposedly. But sometimes that's not enough for a nursing mom. So I think that they were wanting more protections. And that did pass the House, but it failed in the Senate. However, for all the moms, there is another bill, and I think this is probably coming from the House this time, probably coming from the Senate this time. There is going to be another bill called the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act.
I did read
However,
about that.
now that we don't have control over our uteruses, I don't know. I'm probably going to bring all things back to that, just so you know.
Yeah.
So I am. I try not to be raged today for this, on purpose for this podcast. So I'm no longer raging. I'm still just really angry. But anyway, so there's a whole nother bill on the floor. Or there's about to be a whole nother bill on the floor. So hopefully that one will pass. Because y'all so pro-life, y'all might as well take care of these babies or fetuses or embryos and zygotes. Y'all might as well take care of them from the beginning. Next, I want to see us being able to get life insurance policies on these babies and child support for these babies, all of that from the beginning, since y'all so pro-life.
There you go.
Okay, I'm done.
All right, we're flipping, y'all. We're flipping. So, I mentioned earlier that it's my birthday.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Sorry.
Well, it was my birthday. By the time this airs, my birthday will already have came. But a few episodes back, we know it was Ki's birthday. And for her birthday, she did a letter to herself. And it was full of so many gems. So if you haven't listened to that episode, please go back and listen to it. You will not regret it at all. So I'm going to do something a little similar, but different. If you have been following me on my yoga journey for a while, you know that I've had a blog. I don't focus on it much anymore, but my old blog posts are still there, thiscurvyyogi.com. So for my 30th birthday, I wrote a blog titled 30 Things I've Learned in 30 Years. And now I'm turning 34, and I just thought it would be fun to revisit this and see if my views have changed, or even if I need to remind myself of a few things. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about 30 things that I've learned in 30 years. Well, 34. Y'all want to hear it? Here we go. So I divided this blog post up into 4 different sections. The first is friends, family, and support systems. The second is self-care and protecting yourself. The third is your situation, career, passions, and dreams. And the fourth is being and maintaining you. Actually, there's 5. The last one is life lessons. Yeah. So we're going to start from the top. The first section, as I said, what?
From the top.
From the top. Do I need to do it in Ray J voice? From the top. I need to do off key and all of that.
You need a baby first. Mm-hmm. You need a baby in your arm.
To my baby's born, to my baby's born, to my baby's. Well, that might be a while. I don't know about that. I don't need to be singing that.
Don't play the Supreme Court trying to make. Never mind. Keep going, girl. Keep going.
All right. So the first section is friends, family, and support systems. The first thing is to check your circle often. You are who you hang around. So it is imperative to make sure that the people you are around provide a good reflection of who you are. And if people were to associate you with those who you hang around, is that a good or a bad thing? You should make sure that if others were to associate you with a certain group of people, that they are who you want to be associated with. I mean, people change over time. Sometimes this can be for the better or it can be for the worse. If this person has changed, it is important for you to reassess your relationship with them, and has the dynamic of your relationship changed because of their change? Or maybe you've changed, and have you changed, or has it changed the dynamic of your relationship? So that's number one. That leads me to number two, quality over quantity. So quality over quantity does not only refer to products or things, it can also be in reference to your relationships. Some people are so caught up on how many friends they have that they forget to check the quality of their friends. But it really doesn't matter how many people you have in your friend circle. However, it does matter if they are actually a real friend or not. It matters if you have a healthy relationship with them. And every person who you call friend may not be a quality friend. You don't need a lot of friends. You just need good friends and good people around.
Amen. Oh, sorry. No.
Nope. Go ahead.
Amen. That's all I'm gonna say.
Number three, you will have different friends for different things. So you may have a friend that is your friend for a certain reason. You also have another friend who's your friend for a completely different reason. The reasoning for that is that your friends may not always like the same things as you, or they may not relate to certain aspects of your life, and that is fine. Some of your friends will fill the gap that others have left. Embrace it. This is why we see friendships such as mothers, they all have mommy friends. Single people have their single friends. Business owners have business owners as friends. And you will also have friendships that help you emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. Whatever the reason, embrace the diversity among your friend circle. Number four, people will support you in different ways. And this is a lesson that I've learned while building my brand, being a content creator and a yoga teacher. Everyone will not have the same enthusiasm towards your brand, your product, or your service, and that as you have, and that's okay.
They will not.
They sure will not. Sometimes people won't have the same interest as you, so they won't be buying a product or service they don't feel like they can use. You cannot get mad at people for not supporting every single thing you do. There will be times when the people in your circle will provide emotional support or spiritual support, which can also help you to flourish in your endeavors.
But go on and mention your friends now. Tell them your girl teaches yoga. That's all I'm gonna say. Just the one
That's
time.
right. So embrace the fact that they still support and believe in you enough to talk with you or pray for you because they care. They care. So there are also maybe those friends who don't care, which leads me to number five. Everyone will not have your best interest at heart. Amen to that. So just as you will have people who genuinely support you, you will also have those who won't support you or your endeavors. Be on the lookout for those who are only in a friendship to help themselves. Be aware of those that are jealous and who may like to see you fail. This will only cause problems in the future. And this goes back to number one, check your circle often. Number six, there's nothing new under the sun. And this is an old saying. However, it's still relevant today. Everything that is happening now has happened before. History repeats itself. Different generations experience the exact same things in just in a different time period or environment. Think about how we think the older generations won't understand our situations now, but the truth is, in a lot of cases, they will understand because they've been through it before. This is also why you See fashion trends come back into style. Trends and fads from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s will make their way back into pop culture and the fashion industry.
Hoochie daddy shorts.
Right? So there is nothing new, nothing new. So with that being said, we can move right into number 7. I'm going to have a caveat to this, but mama and daddy always know best. When I was younger, I rolled my eyes at everything that my parents told me. This was only because I didn't think they understood me, but most of the time they did. And it's because they've been through it. We have to understand that our parents know things that we may not. They may have grown up in a different era or time period, but that doesn't mean that they don't know anything about our situations or how to handle it. Our parents are truly looking out for our best interests. I realize that now, well, way before, and although I still roll my eyes mainly because they repeat themselves over and over again, I'm listening because most of the time they're right. But there are times when they are wrong. Caveats. I know that sometimes this depends on your relationship with your parents. I have a good relationship with mine. So yes, I trust them and I trust that they have my best interest at heart, even if I feel like they don't understand me. I know that people do not have good relationships sometimes. And sometimes some parents just don't have no good advice. This is not for you if that is your case. I just want to throw that out there. We're all wrong at some point. Doesn't mean that our parents know best all the time. I said that, but I mean, for the most general part, I mean it. But that goes into number 8. You will have to raise your parents as well.
Lord, yes. Somebody tell my mom to answer her damn phone.
Yes, because they think they're grown and they're not. Jackie, yes. Y'all can argue with me on this, but I will stand firm in my opinion. Times change and they will have to adapt to new things, and you will have to help or teach them. Even when it comes to certain ways of thinking or bad habits, you can respectfully tell them that there are errors in their train of thought and then offer a new perspective. Whatever it is, remember to be patient. It may take a while for them to change.
But don't text me talking about I ain't heard from you, but you don't never answer your phone.
So that was our section on family, friends, and support systems. What do you think about that, Ki?
Yes.
Yes. Yes to all the things.
Yes.
All right. Next section, y'all. Self-care and protecting yourself. So we are on number 9. Protect your energy. Every day we give away and absorb countless amounts of energy. We give energy to our jobs, our kids, friends, family, activities, events, etc., etc., etc. We also absorb energy from those same things we give into. By giving such a great amount of energy, we can risk depleting it. And by absorbing energy, we can be careless of what we absorb or consume. This is why it's important to watch the things we see and hear. What movies you watch, what music you listen to, what conversations you are a part of. Some things can affect us negatively, and we have to be able to protect our energy every day. We have the world at our fingertips and consume things at a fast rate, which makes it even more important to be mindful of our energy. So, how can we protect our energy? Number 10, self-care is essential. And this is way before this podcast came. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. It's all full circle, y'all. Self-care is a great way to protect your energy and to make sure it is not depleted. Think of it in terms of a glass full of water, and your energy is represented by the water. Every day you pour your water out of the glass and into the things that require your energy. And if you continue to pour out, soon you will have little to no water left. Self-care can be thought of as replacing or refilling the water in your cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup, so it is important to take care or to take time for self-care to recharge and refill your energy and your spirit. Amen, amen, and amen again. He got the fist up.
Listen, my cup is not full right now.
This is just a reminder for you.
Right.
So number 11, saying no is not a bad thing. We had a whole episode on this, y'all, but we're reiterating again. We live in a society that values being busy for no other reason than to look like they are working on their dreams.
Damn them people. Sorry.
Staying in this mentality only leads us to overcommitting and potentially overworking ourselves. But have you thought of saying no as a form of self-care? Think about saying no and not going to that party or not going with your friends to certain events. When you say no, you give yourself a chance to be able to practice self-care or be able to just do something for yourself. For some, it may be hard to say no, so it may take a few practice rounds to be able to master this art at the right times in your life. Number 12, learn to be present. So we already talked about we live in a society that likes to be busy. They just like to look busy for no reason. And most of the time we are so connected to our devices that we forget to take time to smell the flowers, enjoy the scenery, enjoy the concert, or even enjoy each other. We've become so obsessed with looking like we are living in the moment that we forget to actually live in a moment. So take the time to enjoy the present moment, especially when you are with other people. Put your phones down. Be all in the moment. What you think, Ki? What you think about this self-care section?
Sounds like our podcast.
Yeah. She said it like, was that a right answer?
Right. Sounds like our podcast.
All right. Section 3. Moving right along. We're talking about your situation, your career, your passions, and your dreams.
That felt good.
I'm glad it did. Number 13, don't live for others. Live for yourself. Often we start out on the path that everyone else wants for us. However, you will not be happy if you're not going after your passion. You can't just keep coasting through life, living for a paycheck and nothing else. Figure out.
And that goes for mama and daddy.
True. Figure out a way to go after what you love or what you're passionate about, even if it's only part-time or after your 9 to 5.
Now I got to learn how to prophesize taking a nap. Like,
I mean,
how.
Listen, the nap ministry exists. I don't know what they do, but you can make it. You can make something out of it.
Yeah, but they are already a thing.
I know.
I need to figure out how I can monetize my napping.
We can talk about. I got some ideas. We can talk about that offline.
I took a nap so good today after work.
So you'll find it easier to go through life working towards what you want. Which leads us to number 14. If you are not happy with your situation, change it. Sometimes I think people find comfort in complaining. If your situation is not ideal, find a way to change it. I understand that there are things that you can't always control, and that sometimes it will be hard to turn a situation around, but you can always keep working towards changing it. It may be as simple as you applying to jobs or talking to a therapist or even taking an overnight getaway, or maybe just taking time to be still. Changing your situation requires dedication. What were you going to say?
We're going on the trip because I want to go.
Listen, we need to plan one because I want to go too.
Let's go, friend.
But like I said, changing your situation requires dedication, which leads us to number 15. Vision is important. Having a vision for your life is important because it allows you to see the big picture and how you see yourself fitting into it. A vision gives you the end result, even if you're not sure how you will get there. So whether you write it down or create a vision board, create a vision for yourself. At the time, I had 2 vision boards, and I continued to see things manifest from those. I have them where I could see them every day, and I prayed and meditated on them often. I got to get back on the vision board game. I'm off of it, y'all. But I'm gonna get back to it. Key looking like
Yeah, I'm not so good at it. I do need to be better, but also not my strength.
Yeah. Maybe you should make a digital one, and then you don't have to worry about putting it up somewhere. It's just something.
Because then I'll never look at it. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yep.
Okay. Well, we need to get you a board then, an actual board.
I'm real good at writing the things down or writing the things out. It's just referring back to them. I gotta forget that part. But fortunately, right now I have a board, and that's what I was looking at. I was looking at it and was like, we're gonna get there. We're gonna do better. We're gonna do better.
We are. We're gonna get there. Side note, y'all, I got a whole video about making a vision board on my YouTube. I might put that in there for y'all in the description so y'all can go look at it. All right. Back to what I was saying. It is also important to It is also important to review your vision to make sure it is still a good path for you to take. Things change and it does not hurt to reevaluate every once in a while. Can't really see where you are going to end up? You won't be motivated to work towards it. Number 16? Yes, 16. Patience is key. Be patient while you're working. It will happen at the right time. God always works things out and moves the universe in ways that will help you along the way. Patience can carry you a long way.
Amen.
And next is being consistent helps. Sometimes being consistent can be hard, mainly because of the dedication required. But it helps you to grow over time. It can leave a trail of your work and you will be able to see progress as you go. All right. The next one is there's a seat at the table for everyone. And this is what we all have to understand, especially in this generation of Instagram and TikTok, and everybody want to be creators and service providers of some sort. But there is a seat at the table for everyone. So yes, this is the name of Solange's album. Woo, did that come out around that time? I guess so. 4 years ago. But it also is true. I feel like we are easily threatened in a world of followers, that we look at others who are flourishing and wonder why we are not at that stage yet. We can all make it and coexist as owners of our visions, and being jealous of others and their work and progress is unnecessary. You can build your own brand while supporting others. Remember, you are unique and you can attract your own customers or following. There's nothing wrong with a little competition, but it doesn't have to hinder your brand.
Like, I'm not jealous, but there's a lot of things I'd be like, damn, I could have did that. Or damn, why?
Listen, we are in the age of TikTok where everybody's doing the same audio to different stuff. You better get creative, friend.
I have a sidebar. I can talk about this later. I can talk about it now. But I
can talk about it now because we're at the end of this section. So go ahead.
So I have a friend, right? And he has a podcast. He has a t-shirt company. He's just doing all the things, right? And so I happened to listen to this podcast he was on the other day. And I know we talk about, or in spaces that I'm involved in, we talk a lot about how women, we hold ourselves back because we think we're not qualified. And so, for example, there's actually statistics that show that women, when it comes to, or Black women specifically, when it comes to applying for jobs, we'll look at a job description, and if there's 7 points that is required, right, we won't apply if we don't meet all 7.
Right.
But the converse is white men will be like, oh, I think I can do it, and then they'll apply.
And they'll get it.
And they'll get it. This friend of mine is not a Black man. I mean, not a white man. He is a Black man. But I'm listening to him interact with him and his other friends of all shapes, sizes, races, and cultures and creeds. They are just so fucking confident in themselves. And like, they're just like, I want to try it. Let's do it. And they do it. And they're doing well. And I'm just like, I literally just need to just have a little bit more like, fuck it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I'm just so like, I'm literally holding myself back. Like, it's me. It's me. So y'all, this vision board about to be full up. I'm finna do everything.
Yeah. Apply to everything. You got it. We got it. That is a problem though. Because we'll just look at it like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do this. But I mean, y'all just remember that every job has to train you to a certain extent. So just do it. Okay. Okay. So did you have anything to add to that section on your career, passions, and dreams other than that?
I can just say that I didn't have a handle on any of this shit at 30. So I'm proud of you. Yeah, I couldn't articulate none of this at 30. So yeah, I'm very proud of you. But yeah, like, it's all kind of like real. And this is, I now understand even more deeply your passion for wanting to start our particular podcast. And I'm just happy to be on this journey with you. I'm proud of you, and I'm excited that, God sees fit for you to have yet another year that you could teach me, and that we can teach the rest of the world. And we finna do all the things. Take care, sis. Listen, we're not just gonna be a podcast in this next year. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. After listening to these men talk, we finna do all the things. We're gonna do a cookbook. We're gonna make workout pants.
Sis, I cook Hello Fresh. I don't know about a cookbook.
I don't know either, but we can do it. Hello Fresh and Take Care of Yourself collaboration. Hello Fresh, if you're listening, listen. Both of us use your services.
We need a collab.
We need a collab. We do. We're gonna do it all.
Oh God. Okay, next section. This is our 4th section. Being and maintaining.
This is a lot. You thought of all of this at 30? I had no clue. This is just a lot.
I did.
Okay, go ahead.
Being and maintaining you. You will make mistakes, but they will not make you. Don't dwell on your mistakes. They happen. What really matters is how you respond to those mistakes. Have you taken it as a lesson learned? Have you learned from it? Have you taken steps to prevent it from happening again? Have you successfully moved on from it? Your mistakes don't make you who you are. What makes you is how you respond to them. Next is be kind to yourself, which is something that is very hard for a lot of people because we are usually our own biggest critics and we can treat ourselves very harshly. You may be beating yourself up about past mistakes and failures, or you may constantly compare yourself to others negatively. So it's important to step back and make a conscious effort to be kind to yourself. So speak kindly of yourself, speak kindly to yourself, love yourself for who you are, embrace your uniqueness. Don't beat yourself up because of mistakes and failures. They are there to make you better. Love yourself even when the world doesn't want to. So along the lines of being kind to yourself, number 21 is a way to continue doing this. So number 21 is forgive yourself. The same things that you beat yourself up over are the same things you have to forgive yourself for. If you are still holding on to past mistakes and failures, please take time to forgive yourself. For anything you feel may still feel guilty, or wait. For anything you feel may still feel guilt from, you have to give yourself room to learn and let go and move on. And that's what forgiveness is for, to start your healing and be able to move on. You still deserve to be happy in spite of your past. Number 22, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself, your brand, your business. Keep doing everything you need to do in order to maintain your position and grow. Investing in yourself may not always look like you spending money on yourself or on resources. It can look like you finding and using free resources around you. The knowledge is still valuable. So keep learning and polishing and improving your craft. Next is take compliments for what they are. I put this in there because I know it was a lot of people, including myself, that would not take compliments. It'll be something like the backhanded thing where they're like, "Oh, I like your outfit. Where'd you get it?" "Oh, this old thing, and it's old, and I'm..." Shut up. Take the compliment. Take it for what it is. Thank you. Sometimes we downplay compliments once we receive them, and this happens when someone compliments you, and in return, you make it seem like it's not a big deal, or like what they said isn't true. I mean, obviously others see something positive in you and you need to let it be. Unless it's a backhanded compliment, then don't take that. Don't take that.
I'm notoriously bad for, like, if somebody be like, "Oh, I like those earrings, girl, I got these at Target." Like, I'm bad at that. But I don't necessarily think that's not me not accepting.
No.
Listen,
not accepting is what I said. It's not you said you say that you have a healthy sense of self, so I don't think that was a problem for you. But a lot of people, if they struggle like with insecurities, then yes, it'll be like, "Oh, this is not much," you know. But if it's a backhanded compliment like, "Oh, how's your little business going?" Nah, get out my face. Get out my face. Yeah. The next one is, you are not alone. No matter the situation, there are always others who are going through the same things you are.
always.
Always. Never think that you are alone or that no one understands you, because there will be people who do. Find support for your own situation, whether online or in person. That's it. That's for maintaining yourself. You got anything to add to that, Ki?
No?
No. All right, last section, y'all. Last section, we almost to the finish line. Yay. This is life lessons. Money comes and goes.
That you had this much insight.
I was a smart cookie. Money.
I don't know if it's smart or not, but it's a healthy sense of awareness and sense of self.
I think I've always had a healthy sense of awareness.
30, I think I was still drunk at 30. Yeah, I was not doing these things.
Money.
I lived that I'm young and dumb life for a while. I wasn't here at 30. That's all I'm gonna say.
I guess
Thank God it blew up now, so there's no record of the things I did in my 20s. But I was not trying to explain life lessons and being and maintaining you. I wasn't doing none of
that. Excuse me. All right. So money comes and goes. It comes and goes quickly, y'all. And that may feel like you're speaking to a friend in passing.
Like I just got paid.
Right. Now your money may be gone for good reasons, such as bills, savings, or investments, but it's still gone. Next is change is inevitable. It's one of those sure things in life. It's going to happen. You just have to be ready to respond and adapt to it. That's as simple as it can get. Next, things won't bring people back. This comes from a place of loss. I've experienced many losses over the years, and the one thing I can't stand is when people fight over things. I am not that person. Once that person is gone, things won't bring them back, and I just don't see the point in making a big deal over them. Yeah. We'll have a grief episode sometime, y'all, but that's going to be a heavy one. Not now. Next is be grateful and show gratitude. Be grateful for the blessings you have. You should consider keeping a gratitude journal to keep track of the things you're grateful for. And this is extremely humbling and grounding. This is an important one, y'all. The journey does not stop at your destination. I know we always set a goal and think that once we get there, that's it. But once you reach a goal or milestone, you have to keep going. Everything is a journey. And once you reach your point of success, you have to continue to maintain and grow. So keep learning and improving even after you get where you want to be. And last but certainly not least, everyone will perceive things differently. With all of the issues of today, because this was 4 years ago, remember, and the rise in popularity of people's opinions, we have to understand that everyone will think differently. This will be based on how they were raised, their environment growing up, the people they are around, and the things they consume. It may not always agree with your own opinion. And that's it, y'all. That's my 30 things. Ki is like...
I'm mind blown. I am. My 30 things would have looked a lot different at 30.
Have a margarita. It's Tuesday. Is there tacos available? Is that what you would have said? She said yes, y'all. That would have been her focus, area of focus. Yeah. Tacos and margaritas. I had a margarita last night too.
I had one a couple hours ago.
I had 2 last night. It was very good. So that's it, y'all. Y'all let us know what y'all think about these life lessons. Let us know what stood out to you. You know where to find us on our Instagram or our Facebook. Our email is there. It's in the description, kktakecaresis@gmail.com. If you want to express your thoughts, and we might share them here. But also, y'all know what to do. Share this podcast everywhere. Tell your friends. Share it in the group chat. Share it on your story, your IG story, your Facebook story, TikTok, whatever. Share it, okay?
Share it. Message.
And also, what did you say?
I said message.
Okay. What was I about to say? I don't know. But you can find us at Take Care Sis Pod on Instagram and Facebook. You can find me at This Curvy Yogi. That's curvy with an I, not a Y. That's on most social media platforms. That might change. Yeah. But yeah. Where can they find you, Sis?
Currently, but probably by the airing of this episode, I won't be on Instagram. So you can find me on my website, yogawithki.space.
Are you leaving Instagram for you?
No, I'm just doing some rebranding that I think I mentioned before. I finally got a timeline on when my
So you're taking a break.
Mostly rebranding. Yeah. So I finally heard from my webmaster, so he's gonna be able to do some magic, and so I'm shutting everything down for a little bit.
Okay. Look at you. Yeah, I guess we both be rebranding because I'm just gonna be doing it myself.
You said you was thinking about it. You didn't say you was gonna do it.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. It's already. I already got it.
I quit.
You said you quit. Why?
I quit.
Why?
Ain't nothing wrong with this curvy yogi.
Listen, things
You about to
change.
say some foolishness. So what's up?
I just said things change. That's all I said.
I feel that.
So, what are you gonna do this week for self-care?
Not a damn thing.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all do
Yeah.
that.
I'm not celebrating the holiday as I mentioned before, but I am. I'm gonna have a couple of the most unproductive days that I could possibly imagine. Yeah, I'm going to do a whole lot of resting and nothing productive.
Sounds good to me.
Making the most, because listen, like this is the midpoint of the year, right? So I want to take this opportunity to rest because when I come back, like I'm full steam ahead with all things yoga with Ki, or Key to Your Health is my actual business name. So I'll be full steam ahead with Key to Your Health, and you know, my job is gonna be pretty consistent for the rest of this year. So that's not, whatnot. But yeah, and then once the summer's over, I'm back doing all the things for my sorority. So yeah, I'm really gonna rest this weekend.
That sounds good, sis.
So y'all be prepared for like a napping post or something on Take Care of Sis this weekend, because Kiki gonna be celebrating her birthday. So I think I might be taking over, sorta, because I'm also gonna be resting. So you might get stuff like me under a pillow or me under a blanket, or just in pajamas, or just with a coffee cup. Like it's gonna be real rest like.
Okay. Yeah, my birthday is my break. This month is gonna be my break from the pressure to post and like market and all that stuff because I'm changing everything. So
Exhausting.
it is exhausting. But since Key mentioned about changing her name, it just came back up in my mind and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Even though there was nothing,
y'all. Like I didn't tell her to do it.
Even though there was nothing wrong with yoga with Key, since you want to put me out there. There's nothing wrong with sis Key.
Oh yes, there was.
No, it wasn't.
We'll talk about this offline, Frank.
Okay.
Okay.
But that's all we got for y'all this week. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I know it was a little long, but I hope that y'all got some gems from this because I put my whole heart and soul into it probably at that point. Yeah.
Her whole heart and soul.
Mm-hmm. That's when I thought I was going to be a blogger. That ain't happening right now. But that's it, y'all. Don't forget to rate and review this podcast and share it because y'all been slacking on the ratings and the reviews. I ain't seen nothing since the last one that we shared. And I'm gonna have to start getting back on y'all again. Y'all got nice, Kiki, over these past couple of weeks. I ain't been bothering y'all, but I'm about to start bothering you again. Rate and review. Thank you. And it's my birthday week. So I'm gonna need to see at least 2 or 3 reviews. I'm coming after y'all. That's all I ask for my birthday present. That's all I ask. Rate and review. Thank you.
Rate and review. Oh, guess what? I just found out like I'm a huge Queen of the South fan. I just found out there was a whole nother season that came out last year. I was online. I'll be watching that this weekend.
How you not know that it came out?
I was busy.
Okay. Okay, honey. All right, Key, I want you to take care of yourself this week. Go ahead and do nothing and enjoy your weekend, honey. And I'm going to do the same.
Thank you. I was taking compliments. See?
Yes, you did. So proud of you. But I want you to take care, sis, this week.
Kiki, I want you to have the most amazing birthday. Enjoy the hell out of it. Have all the fun. Drink all the margaritas, because if you don't, I will.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, y'all, we out.
Bye.
Bye.